Overall, I would say that the atmosphere here was very energetic, very excited. It felt more like a rally than it would an election. It was very loud. It also seemed like that is what the volunteers and what the organizers were encouraging. They kind of wanted both sides to be riling up the other. Really quickly, I also want to mention that NBC is projecting Ted Cruz is the winner of the Kansas Republican caucus with 51% of the vote, and we'll have more on that later tonight. Speaking of, coming up tonight on KSN Local News at 10, we'll hear from caucus goers about their experiences today and what they thought. Reporting from Topeka for the Kansas Democratic Caucus, I'm Eric Crosswhite. Back to you.
Good afternoon, Jasmine. That's right. I've had a great morning. I was able to judge a portion of the Paint the Town Red decorating contest, which you'd think would be an easy job, but I've done it a couple of times, and it's not that easy just because all of the businesses and groups, they put so much effort and time and creativity into their designs. You want everybody to be a winner. I'm speaking now with someone who knows who those winners are, Danny Gosh of the Pittsburgh Chamber of Commerce. And Danny, can you kind of run us through the categories and the contest and the criteria of the contest? I know you've added a new category this year. Along with the body, McDonald County deputies also found 2 people tied up at the home. Judging by tire tracks like the one seen here, it appears the vandals drove off of Waldo Hattler Memorial Drive and headed straight towards the green. This is the second time a natural disaster has destroyed the United Methodist Church, and they want people to know that no matter what your age, vandalizing history like this is not okay. Volunteers and aviation enthusiasts put it together, which was no easy task. Keeping the drones on public property or your own, no matter how high they're flying. What are some of the advantages of shooting a .22 compared to other guns? And I'm Eric Crosswhite. A Neosho City Council member claims it's been an issue for years and a change needs to come from our elected state officials. I sat down with the Missouri State Auditor to hear her thoughts on ensuring your tax dollars end up where they're supposed to. If you shop at this strip mall in Neosho, you pay an extra 1% sales tax to the Big Spring Plaza Community Improvement District, or CID.
For parking lots, for roads, for water and sewer.
Most pay the tax without knowing they're in a CID or even what they are. Neosho City Councilman Richard Davidson explains it's a specifically designated area used to finance public improvements.
The legislature has now put taxpayers in the place of developers to some extent, where taxes are being used to pay for roads and infrastructure.
Recently, the Neosho CID has gained attention due to criminal charges brought against the district's former financial consultant. Daryl Gross of Gross & Associates is charged with 3 felony counts of receiving stolen property. According to court documents, it was money from the Missouri Department of Revenue designated for the Community Improvement District. More than $13,000 taken over a period of 6 months.
We often find that these special taxing districts are not turning in even the most basic information, where the money is coming from and how it's being spent.
Missouri State Auditor Nicole Galloway hasn't been shy about voicing concerns she has with taxing entities like TIFs, TDDs, and CIDs.
Back in 2007, there were about 19 special taxing districts, community improvement districts in the state. Now there are over 300.
She feels there's a lack of oversight when it comes to these basically self-run tax collecting groups.
We also find where boards of directors for these special taxing districts are not functional, or there might be conflicts of interest.
And Gross & Associates isn't only connected to the Big Spring Plaza Community Improvement District. The firm also represented a number of special taxing districts in our area, including CIDs for the Quapaw Tribe of Oklahoma and South Main Street in Joplin. Gross also worked for the Transportation Development District here in Neosho before he was terminated.
The TDD itself went from singing Mr. Gross's praises to there being a headline above the fold in the Neosho Daily that TDD fires consultant. I never heard the details despite being a member of that TDD board.
Davidson says he's seen problems with special taxing districts locally for more than a decade.
Election issues, legal issues, statutory issues. This shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, especially the folks in Jefferson City.
He agrees with the state auditor these groups need to be held more accountable.
As a fellow taxpayer, I want to know where my money's going, and if I'm shopping in a special taxing district, I want to know that it's going where it's supposed to be and not wasted, and that those dollars are used for their purpose.
If nothing else, cities and counties should have oversight over anybody collecting taxes inside your city or county boundaries.
Daryl Gross is scheduled for arraignment in September. If you have questions or concerns about a taxing district in your area, the auditor's website breaks down districts across the state. We've got a link on 4stateshomepage.com. Recent rainfall causes an increase in grass allergies. KSN's Coleman Bandy joins us in the studio this morning. And Coleman, it really does seem like more people suffer from allergies this time of year.
Yeah, Eric, many people start to show symptoms
It's going
during
to be
the
very few and far between.
Make sure you give yourself some breaks from that sun somewhere along
breaks
the
in
way.
the shade. Good idea.
All right, thank you, Jessica. It's time for our birthdays here on
see a
Local
doctor
News.
about more aggressive treatments.
I'm glad it's not just me suffering from allergies. Coleman
Yeah.
Bandy reporting in our studio this morning. Coleman, thank you. And
In Carthage, let's get back to KSN.
all right, thank you, Hank. While you're out there, see if Kevin can find you a smaller life jacket. Coming up.